everyone, welcome back. I'm Molly, and this is going to be a tarot reading for the new moon. It was new moon in Cancer, and because my last reading was pertaining to the moon cycles, I'm interested to see if there will be a correlation with these cards as far as a kind of narrative or flow. So without further ado, let's get started. Thank you for joining me. I hope you've had a rejuvenating week and that you're taking care of yourself. There's a lot going on in the world, and I've also had to rest and recalibrate and drop into my body and grieve this past week or so. And it's just been a really somber time. I'm excited to see what the cards have to say. Okay, we have Ten of Swords. And Page of Swords. And the High Priestess. Wow, I wasn't expecting this. I know I say that a lot, but there really is just a flow and narrative here. The Ten of Swords, this story it's an illustration based on a story of Inuit origin about a woman who goes on a boating trip with her father, and he ultimately tries to drown her, and she clings to the rim of the boat, and so he cuts off her fingers. It's a very morbid tale, and it really reflects what the patriarchy, what the toxic masculine is doing to the feminine at this moment in time with Roe v. Wade. There's been a direct attack on our sense of safety and womb sovereignty, and drawing this card makes so much sense right now. I believe that she ends up turning into a kind of sea monster. So it's, if I remember the story correctly, it's not the end of her tale when she gets her fingers cut off. She transforms, and the grief and the pain turns her into this collaboration of human and sea monster. And I think the ocean itself is the subconscious, it's the emotions, it's the depths of our shadow, and falling into that and going into the depths of that and embracing the jadedness, embracing our anger, and letting it transform us. Yeah, there's a need to get really real and feel our feelings, because that's how transformation happens. If you're wanting to numb, if you're wanting to look away and avoid the fury that is welling up inside of you due to the events going on in our world and in our society, then I have so much compassion for you, and I also suggest that you don't turn away from it, that you embrace it, and you let it burn inside of you and let that emotion have its cycle, because our emotions are signals, and they are not wrong for being there. They're trying to tell us what's happening in our environment and how it's affecting us, and it's painful, but it is really, really imperative that we stay connected to our emotions, that we stay connected to our hearts, that we drop into our womb space and find a kind of grounding ritual or seclusion or rest, or reach out to community and get the support that we need so that we can recalibrate and take those next steps forward. With next steps forward, we have the Page of Swords. And I totally forgot my pamphlet, and I don't remember the tale attached to this story. Going off of the illustration and what I know of the Page of Swords, there's a kind of optimistic, bright energy moving into a new direction, adventure. You're starting something, and the Swords is on the physical level. Swords is about duality, conflict, the physical realm, and our place in it, and how we navigate things in very practical terms. So the page is an invitation to, I think, take what our emotions and what the divine is sending to us and apply it in ways that is going to have functional step-by-step planning to move through the energy and to be constructive and directed, because we have a limited amount of energy and we want to use it in ways that makes the most of it so that we can get towards our goals without being like a leaking faucet where our energy is just on all the time. There's a call to also look ahead to what's new and what is coming to you in the future and how things can shift for the better. This is kind of a don't look back card, and though there was this pain, betrayal, and hurt with the Ten of Swords, I think the Page of Swords is saying, yes, we can fight, yes, we can be angry, yes, we can be in conflict or battle, and we can also be grounded and connected, and our fighting can come from a very different energy than what's been taught to us as far as what it is to metaphorically take our sword and stand up for ourselves. It's a sovereign card. It's an autonomous card, and it tells me that while a system is crumbling around us, we have the ability to create our own communities, systems, and ways of life that do not have to be shattered, that do not have to be threatened. that are in alignment with our values, and that ultimately are serving everyone and creating equity and equality for everybody. And we have the High Priestess again. She has been showing up quite a bit recently. She is the keeper of divine hidden knowledge. She has the Torah, if I'm saying that correctly. She's the in-between space of black and white thinking. She's the space in between duality, or the unifier of duality. And we've talked a lot about her my last reading, so if you're interested in watching that, go on ahead. But she's showing up again, so I feel like there's just a consecutive confirmation here that we are being protected, we are being guided, and that this difficult situation is fertile soil for the divine feminine to fully reclaim her power, to heal the witch wound, to take a stand with pride, and to be acknowledged by the collective as a powerful, important, respected aspect of the quantum field and of our collective and of society. And this is just a really interesting spread. I go ahead and show you the cards here. Something that's also coming to me right now is that the moon is really holding space for our collective pain. The goddess of the moon is holding us in our sorrows, and she wants to cultivate a deeper relationship with us. And if you are a woman identifying, then I would suggest that you look into researching moon cycles and how they affect us. And even beyond astrology, our menstrual cycles are in alignment with the moon and have a relationship to the moon. And it's really fascinating and healing and enlightening and empowering to look into. If you're a person who bleeds, this is really a good opportunity to learn about all the ways our menstrual blood is deeply connected to healing not just our pain, but collectively transmuting that energy and having its cycle exit from our bodies so that we can be renewed each month and drop into our Shakti Yoni power. And I know that sounds perhaps out there, but if that resonates with you, I really hope you look into that, because it's brought me a lot of empowerment, and I just want to share that energy with anyone who is open to it, because having a relationship to your womb space and learning about it, or just feeling into it, the ebb and flow of our hormonal cycle, and realizing that we're actually on a 28-day cycle, and honoring our periods of rest as well as acknowledging our periods of extroversion or networking can really make a deep impact on the way we go through life, because I think this is a great time to not just prevent burnout, but create a shift in ourselves so that we are aligned in a cycle that allows for us to thrive. There's a lot here, and I think I want to draw one more card just to see if we could get some advice on how we can apply the energy of the High Priestess going forward and integrating the emotional energy of the Cancer new moon. So let's see if I can get a card here. So we have Queen of Pentacles, or Queen of Coins. Again, I'm sorry I didn't have my pamphlet on the story that's connected to the illustration, but I really like that there's a snake here. There's like this wildness to this card, and there's such a strong, the Pentacles is a kind of physical manifestation of, it's a very directed energy. It could be pertaining to finances and community and career. So I feel like with this card, it's wanting us to thrive. It's wanting us to step into our abundance. The word queen really stands out. I feel like let's embrace ourselves for how valuable we are and how powerful we are. And let's start living that sense of value. And what does that look like functionally playing out in our day-to-day lives, in our routines? How do we fit in our schedule? What it looks like for us to be taking up space in this material world and taking up space intentionally. So we're really powerful. Women as consumers, I think, make up like 83% of the annual profit from product purchasing or something like that. I don't remember the exact statistic, but I think it's about putting our money into things that we can stand behind morally and that reflect our values, being really intentional with what we put our assets into, what we invest in on every level, but especially material right now. We have the ability to have a healthier relationship with money, and we have the ability to make choices that prioritize our long-term safety and invest in our long-term well-being and abundance, while also budgeting and also planning for enjoying the lavishness of now. So it's kind of a dance with time. You're learning what it is to be in healthy relationship to time. And the snake in this illustration, I feel like the snake is such a beautiful metaphor for transformation. There's a shedding of skin, and if the snake doesn't shed its skin, it will die. So the snake has, quite frankly, no option but to continue to evolve and grow and let go of what no longer serves it. So The new moon is a great time to evaluate old patterns, beliefs, and habits that no longer serve you, to release those, to empty those out and make space for what does serve you, what is aligned with your values, what is aligned with your highest self. And I'm really grateful that you guys joined me tonight. Thank you so much. I love you all. Talk to you next time.